We're here tonight at the Battery Park Lounge and Bar to welcome back Brian Scalabrine to Boston. The True Gingers event here, welcoming Scal home. So first of all, welcome back, Scal.
Thank you.
Great to have you back here in Boston. As a fan, I've watched many Celtics games, and your commentary is something I've always enjoyed. It's always fantastic to actually hear from another guy who's been in the locker room and with the Boston Celtics, been on the floor. So welcome home. How has the reception been so far from the fans in the city?
It's been great. I've been getting out in the city. People have been coming up to me, and you know, like the one thing I always love about Boston is the people come up, they give me a high five, they fist pound, they keep it moving. Like, come on, Scal, let's see what do you think about this team? Or when I was a player, hey man, let's beat the Lakers, or let's win the championship this year. It's a really great place to be an athlete, and so like Boston to me is like my home.
It is. And you spent a little time in Chicago and also Golden State. How would you compare the fan bases as far as being fanatical about their teams? I know Chicago is very fanatical about their teams. Oracle Arena, that place sells out. It's a madhouse every night. How would you compare those cities to Boston as far as the fans and the atmosphere?
I think both those cities are good. Are great. If you think about it, the fans of Chicago, they show up just like Boston, no matter what. In the good times and the bad times, the fans are there to cheer. And Oracle is actually the same way. Everyone has a true love for their team. I would say probably a major difference is weather. At Oracle, it's sunny outside. Everyone is happy because it's sunny. And here in Chicago, with the cold, people need the team to do well. It's like they're escaped from 20 degrees outside. So, I just think in Chicago, Boston, in a way, they're very educated as a fan base. In Golden State, I think the fans, they just love the Warriors. And they were so happy at the point in time where that team was now good, and in the past they haven't been very good, but they still came out, so they were really just happy about that. But I think the biggest thing about Boston is the pressure to win. You guys want championship caliber teams, and whatever the goal is, and you guys can accept rebuilding if we're rebuilding in a way where we can eventually win a championship. And I think the expectations in Boston are to win a championship, and I would say a little bit like that in Chicago, but other places, I don't know if the expectations are the same. But there's no doubt that in Boston, the goal is to win a championship from a fan standpoint and from a management standpoint.
Absolutely. It's a perfect segue into my next question as far as championships go. Last year was a tough year here, for the fans and for the team. The team struggled. Obviously, a lot of major changes, both in the players and in staff. This year's squad coming in, you've got a couple of exciting rookies in Marcus Smart, obviously, and James Young. You got guys like Brandon Bass is back. Rondo obviously is back. What do you think this year's team is going to look like? Are they going to be on the bubble of the playoffs? Is it going to be another lottery season? How do you see this year's squad panning out?
Well, I definitely see this team. The way I look at the East, I think there's 6 teams that you could say these teams are locked in, and then from 7, 8, 9, and 10. There's going to be a sort of a mix, and who's going to get in. And the Celtics are going to be in that mix, and this is all assuming that Rajon's going to be here playing, and there's going to be no trades, and so I think the team is going to be fighting. I don't think this team is going to be trying to get a top 3 pick. I think this team is going to be fighting to get into the playoffs, and I think Brad has learned is doing a great job. The other night against Brooklyn, high pick and roll. 4 or 5 times they scored on in a high pick and roll. And then they had 12 turnovers. So defensively, they got scored on the high pick and roll. Offensively, they got 12 turnovers. Then, in the second half, they really tightened up the defense in a high pick and roll, and they took care of the ball. So as fans or broadcasters, we want to see guys go in there and say, at halftime, these are the 2 things that we need to work on. Our high pick and roll coverage is bad, and we're turning the ball over. And if the team comes out and they take care of the high pick and roll, and they take care of the ball, then you have to say, like, Brad made some great adjustments at halftime. And I think he's doing a great job. And he's learning as he goes. You watch one of the early games in the Toronto series, they had split pick and roll with Patrick Patterson. That hurt him. But But the next time they played him, his pick and roll didn't hurt him.
Right.
So there's improvement happening. So he's looking at film, he's saying, guys, this is what we need to do. What we don't want to see is the high pick and roll beating you on Tuesday, and then a week later the high pick and roll beating you again. So we want to see like improvement. And if they keep improving like this, I believe this team could be a top 10 defensive team. And every team that's a top 10 defensive team is going to make the playoffs. So I have really high expectations for them to continue to get better. They have a tough schedule starting out in November, but if they can get through the 5 wins, 5 and 9 in the month of November, and the fans are like, hey, it's not that bad, then eventually they can get over that hump and they can be playing for a playoff spot in April.
And going back to Rondo a little bit, obviously a very, very hot topic of conversation among fans, around media, among pretty much everyone. One of your colleagues over at CSN, not quite a fan of Rondo, doesn't think he's cut out to lead his team. As someone who's played with Rondo, been around him quite a bit on and off the floor, how do you think Rondo is going to do as far as being a captain and leader of this team for another season?
Well, here's the thing. Rondo has to take major steps on being a better leader, right? So you have to lead 12 other guys on the floor, on the bench. You got to be the guy. And I think he's ready to take that step. The guy's been to an ACL surgery, came back, he played. A lot of guys would have sat out the whole season. Now he has this little injury, contract year. I think Rajon Rondo is ready to take that step into the elite level. He sees himself as a top 10 player, one of the best point guards in the NBA. So he knows for me to take that step, I got to make sure that I'm leading my team, and the only way that people are going to judge me is by wins. And if we can win games, and I can lead this team to the playoffs, then I solidify myself as a legitimate player who is an elite player in this league, an all-star caliber point guard. And that's how I see him. I've seen him dominate so many games. I've seen him will the team to victory so many times. I cannot ignore those thoughts in my mind. On the off nights where he has 6 points and 7 assists, I don't remember those. I see him more looking to be getting other guys involved. I see him on the nights when you need him get 44, 19, and 8, and those are the things I remember.
Well, once again, we want to welcome back Scalabrine to Boston. It's great to have you back. We look forward to seeing you this season around the garden, on the air. Thanks a lot for your time, Brian, and have a great year.
Thank you, James.
Okay, thank you.